Hey everybody, what's up? It's Kyle and KZ.
More people get their voice out there, then I think they'll realize like we're all the same, really.
KZ decided, let's do it. Took the bait, so here we are.
Veteran Chat Project.
Where it's encouraged to not be okay all the time.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kyle.
KZ.
And we are the Veteran Chat Project. And guess what? We're live again. So what's up? How's it cracking? What's the new in the world of y'all? That's cool. So I know we wanted to kind of get on here and do this yesterday, but I think me and KZ both kind of wanted to kind of mentally take the day off as well. It just kind of worked out that way. It's heavy, for your veteran friends, this Memorial Day weekend, harder than most, because, they're thinking of things that they, usually compartmentalize throughout the year, except for those certain dates, those certain, inglorious kind of anniversaries. So we took the day off, but we did definitely want to come back on and just kind of speak to what Memorial Day means to us, as I'm sure it will mean the same to a lot of people that listen to this show. And also, we want to put some names later on and talk about some of our brothers that we've left behind and just tell a little bit of their story, so they can be remembered in a pretty positive light and, stuff like that. So we're here.
Yeah, dude.
That's us.
Yeah, I'm glad we decided to postpone yesterday. It wasn't a rough day yesterday, but it was a good day to soak it in for what it's worth, like taking yesterday for all it's worth. I spent the whole day with my family, obviously, because I'm a fucking hermit. But but I spent the whole day with my family. Dude, it was good. Like from sun up to sundown, I was surrounded by my family. Wasn't anything that we planned. It was good. We spent the day outside. The weather was nice here finally in South Carolina or in the Carolinas. Spent the day outside, played with the kids, and even got to I think my wife made donuts for the kids, dude.
I did see that. That looked good.
Yeah. We wrapped up the day with seeing my brother-in-law travel from Texas to North Carolina. He stopped in South Carolina. We caught up with him real quick and haven't seen him in a while. Wished him on his journey back to North Carolina. That dude's working the pipeline. Freaking
nice.
Tough work. Lots bang for his buck though. But I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Super proud of that dude. But yeah, it was good to take in yesterday for what it's worth. What'd you do for Memorial Day?
Well, my dad came up for the weekend my son's birthday was Friday, so we just kind of hung out. Really just quality time, man. Had a bonfire in the backyard, did some s'mores.
Nice, dude.
Put our feet up. I made a pork butt. Smoked a pork butt for 8 hours and then threw it in the oven on 200 degrees, wrapped in foil for 12 or 13 hours after that. I was like, oh shit, dude, lunch is ready. They're like, what? I pulled out this pork butt and was just pinched a little shank bone. It's like, yoink.
Dude.
Give me that. And I'm like, I fucking nailed it. But yeah, dude, it was one of my favorite cooks that I've made here in North Dakota. So I still got a bunch of it upstairs. There's a lot left. I'm gonna make some tacos before I go to sleep. Maybe a little quesadilla. Yeah,
dude. Off topic, but on topic. If once we as a society perfect transportation, materializing things from A to B.
Yeah, I'll feed you every
food.
night.
That's gonna be my first request to anyone who has that technology. I'm like, could you I need food.
Just some of Turner's cooking, dude. That's
yeah, dude.
It's something I've actually been thinking about since we talked with.
I'm drooling, dude.
Josh Wielden when he mentioned that that barbecue thing through Wonder Warrior Project, dude. I'm like,
Oh,
my
yeah.
wheels have been spinning since that, because I'm like, I don't want to do a restaurant, but like events are fun, and it's easy enough to rig up a smoker trailer to
Yeah.
serve a couple hundred people out of a trailer.
That's
Pretty
dope.
easy. Couple
dude-
fucking pork butts, dude. You
That
wrap
dude
'em
lived
up.
in my head. He lived in my head last week too, because he mentioned that PGA Hope thing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I looked it up. And I put my name in the raffle for like the Myrtle Beach one.
Nice, dude. You got to go hit some local pawn shops and find you some clubs.
Yeah, that's.
I'm
That
serious, dude. You'll find a good set. I'll send you what I found. You'll have, if you find this particular set, you'll be in good shape, because Butters actually was the one that was like, dude, get those, because they're geared more towards beginners. It's like they're an old set of Nike irons. I actually got them for like $100 because the dude was selling them on Facebook, and they were pretty much brand new. And I'm like, I'll never have to replace them ever again.
That's cool.
But yeah, I'm ready to do some golfing myself. I can't throw disc as far as I used to, man. My shoulder's not doing so good lately.
Fucking old.
Getting old, dude, falling apart. But that's neither here nor there, nor anywhere.
Yeah, it was yeah, overall it was a good Memorial Day. It was memorable. And it's something that played on repeat in my head was the video that you made that you sent to me, so that I put on I'm pretty sure I put it on all our platforms about Memorial Day. But live it up, like you didn't say live it up, but you said enjoy your weekend in memoriam of those that we lost. And I don't know why, dude. You just kept bringing out to me those words, and that's what I thought about all day, dude. Just enjoying the day. I did see I'm gonna go down this road. I did see a couple of people on my social media that were just like harping on other people and like celebrating Memorial Day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, my own personal opinion is like, dude, celebrate however you want to celebrate.
Right.
The fact is,
for sure.
The fact is, dude, you're celebrating because like I said, this is my opinion, but like, if I were to lose my life in the field of battle, I wouldn't want my loved ones to dread Memorial Day, dude. That's not why I signed up to give my life. Like, I signed up to give my life so that you could enjoy days like Memorial Day.
Right, dude. You get that extra day to spend it with your family. And if you want to spend it with your family, getting, shit lit drunk, swimming at the pool and barbecuing all day, then by all means, do it. But, but please, do it safe.
Yeah, exactly. That was, those a couple of takeaways that I saw from social media.
There's always those, it's like those guys that, the bro vets that try to tell you, like, you can't shoot fireworks next to my house. I'm like, dude, it's 4th of July. Like, I know they're fireworks. And I just sit out on the front porch and watch them. And then there was that one sign I saw, dude. I want to get this and make this sign and start giving it out to some of the boys. But it was like someone on Facebook had created it. But it was like a former M1 tanker lives here and he's not impressed. You're gonna have to crank that shit up around here, buddy. I can't hear a fucking thing.
I can't hear those fireworks. Yeah, that shit I live for. I like that shit. Keeping it lighthearted, but at the same time sending the message across. Like, yeah, absolutely. I love that stuff.
Like if like for one person in particular, dude, like we'll talk about later, but Steele, he would have had a beer, he would have been barbecuing. So why not, like, in memoriam, do that for him, or go fishing, or just spend time with your kids, because that's something he would have done. And that's kind of what I was talking about too. Like, you think of something that person that you lost loves to do or loved to do, and go fucking do it.
Oh yeah, dude.
Go fucking do it.
Yeah. And all it takes is, all it takes is just a minute, second out of your day just to put those thoughts into perspective. Like, yeah, I'm enjoying my day. This is what he would have wanted to do, or she would have wanted to do. Cheers to them, Right. I drank a couple. I didn't get drunk or what. I drank a couple of beers yesterday, just because, not to get shit faced drunk and forget, but just to like you said, in memoriam. Like I
Right.
felt good.
Pour a couple out.
Yeah, if my
For the
battle was
boys.
here, if my battle was right here next to me, he wouldn't be drinking beer for one. He'd be drinking Southern Comfort, and I would.
SoCo.
Oh god! But
We
like,
drank a lot of that when we went to his service. Drink a lot of SoCo. I'll never
yeah.
drink it again.
He's the only reason why I've ever bought a bottle. But you know, I drank a beer just because I know that's what he would have done next to me. So yeah, it was a good day. It was a good day. Let's not skip over the small but big news that you just said. Like, dude, your kid birthday.
Oh yeah,
How's that, dude?
it's wild, man. I know you've been through it a few times, but like 2, man, it's like a little man now.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy.
And you can say this with every birthday, but like they only turn 2 once, and like I don't know why. 2's a big deal.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
it's huge. And he's definitely like just sprouting. Like it's pretty crazy, dude. He's nuts right now, but
That's cool as shit.
he's actually got his 2-year molars coming in too. So he's got 2 of them coming in at once, dude. So he's not sleeping very well. Well, I think he's on the other end of it now, but we hope so. Anyways, but he's been sleeping with us every night for like a week, which whatever. We got 2 dogs and a baby in our bed now.
We tried to do that with like all our kids, and then once we had the 4th one, we're like, me personally, I was like, yeah, fuck it. You want to sleep with me? Come on, let's go.
Right, like whatever.
It's whatever. Yeah, that's cool, man. I really want another one.
I do too.
Dang it.
Too.
Yeah, I'm glad
the baby fever's real.
Dude, that shit is real. That shit is real as hell. Yeah,
I used to tell people like that shit ain't never happened. I'll be like, I'll get 1 and that's it. And I'm like, I want to do baby snuggles again. Oh, that little baby. I want to hear his first laugh. I want to do all that shit again. I soaked up every second of it because, you know, being, you know, from the background that we're in, like we know how precious life is. And I really took that approach into my fatherhood. You know, I'm even like, you catch me looking over, like I got a picture of him. I got my Facebook pulled up. I'm just like looking at him right now every chance I get. But yeah, like it's pretty unreal. You know, you just soak it in. You live in every single second of it because, you know, life's so precious and it could be gone at any second, you know, for any single reason. Sickness, car accidents, shit, man. Fucking house you're sitting in right now could stumble and fall on your, you know, and then all of a sudden, you know, you're just trapped in. A sinkhole could take your whole fucking block down, you know, and then you're all gone. You know, it's just any number of things could happen. So like literally fucking cherish every second you can.
Oh, for sure, dude.
So that's what I really try to do with him. It's been great.
Hell yeah, dude.
A little munchkin. I'm gonna have to turn this off.
Yeah, man. So and before we if you don't mind talking about it, dude, before we go into the next segment of today's episode, last Thursday some big shit happened in your hometown, dude. Let's talk about that shit. Veteran Chat Project,
Kindred, North Dakota. So I had 4 people show up.
Fuck yes.
4 people out of a town of 800. I think that's a pretty large percentage. And I'll take that for a first.
That's a win, dude.
Yeah. The youngest veteran other than myself was Gulf War era. So just from there and up, we had retired Air Force. Obviously everyone, well, they didn't retire, but they're all, you know, older, and they were just kind of interested to see what I wanted to do with it. And it kind of turned into exactly what I wanted it to be. We just sat around bullshitting and telling stories, and we did that for an hour. My kid was running around kicking a kickball around the room. Uptown Eatery here in Kindred, North Dakota. They made us some food and let us, take up their space on their night that they were closed, and they've been great too. They're like, if it's not going to be like a huge turnout at first, like you can always come any other night. We'll just set you in the corner. We get you some food. They're great with it. Well, the owner's mom's actually joined the group. So she's just moved here to Kindred. She was in the Air Force for like 22 years or something like that. So she was actually a good fun to talk to. And it's fun fact, she actually lives in the duplex that me and my wife rented out when we first lived here while our house was being built.
Oh shit.
I was like, hey. But
small world, dude.
Well, small town. That's how it is.
That's true. Dude, that's
but
cool.
I had a lot of people say, or not a lot, I mean like 4 or 5 people say that they were going to come. But it was a big weekend around here for like graduation, state sports and stuff like that. So we're gonna do another one in a month, and so 3 weeks from now, I guess I'm gonna refigure out a date with Uptown, do it on another Thursday, and just run it back again monthly right now through the summer, I think, and then maybe go bi-weekly if it picks up. But we got some more interest in it, which is great. So.
That's cool.
Which reminds me, we need to start a mailing list.
Oh yeah.
So I need to start 2 separate mailing lists. That way, get that going, and then whenever we have events or anything like that, everyone gets an email.
So how was the? I mean, I know you said you guys talked stories and stuff. Like, how was that conversation between different generations of vets?
I mean, for me, it's just kind of different to hear. I mean, we had like a Nam era vet, and and he was a super nice guy, and turns out he's my, his son-in-law works with my father-in-law.
Oh shit.
So again, small town. He's like, oh, your wife's from where? And I'm like, yeah, up in, her small town here. And she's like, oh, is it one of these girls, the Wakefields? And I'm like, yeah, how did you know that? Like, well, like,
oh, dude.
So I mean, like, it was a little bit of kind of getting used to everybody for a little bit, and then dude, it was different. Just different to hear the kind of perspective. Honestly, one lady showed up and she made it more of an interesting chat because she was very good at kind of just being like, okay, where did you serve? When did you serve? Tell me about it. What was the worst thing you dealt with? What was your least favorite thing to do while you were in the Army? And I told him it was she said, what was your least favorite duty? And I said, it was duty. And she said, what? And I said, it was burning duty. She's like, you guys really did that, huh? And I was like, you guys didn't burn your duty? And she said, no, we never had burn duty. And remind you, this is a fucking like 65. I don't want to tell her, this is a not my age woman who you're like, you would think, unless now you know that she's a Navy vet, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, you can sit there and talk to her about burning your shit. And like, I'm like, the first time I'm like, no. And then by like week 2, you're like eating an apple and you just like throw it in the poop soup and you just keep spinning it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you get you get used to shit. It's no pun intended. You get used to stuff. And it's pretty crazy. So I'm actually pretty excited. I was hoping for a bigger turnout, obviously, but I think it's a win. And it can't get any smaller. I mean, it can, but bare minimum, I'll just show up with a Tupperware next time and take the whole crock pot of meatballs home with me.
That's
shit's for fire.
That's
but
cool,
yeah, man.
That's, and like, for our
I urge
listeners,
you to do the same thing.
I was just about to say that, like, our listeners out there, that's all it took for Kyle to do that. I urge everyone to do that in their own small town. Find a community of veterans and start a conversation, because that's how we break walls down, especially the one that seems to be impenetrable, which is not the conversation about mental health. Just start that conversation. I I joined my local VFW here on Facebook. I haven't had time to actually go to their meetings, but I was going to go with them Saturday and plant flags for Memorial Day, but it freaking rained out on us here Saturday and Sunday. But yeah, man, all you got that's all it takes. It's just starting a conversation.
Find the right Facebook group is what I did, and just asked, hey, is there a local veterans group? And they're like, oh, VFW, American Legion. I'm like, nah, like you don't charge people for this meeting unless you find a restaurant that's offering food like we do, and in which case donations are offered to the restaurant for the food. Fun fact, I don't know who did it, and I forgot to mention it on the Facebook, but somebody taped cash to the door before the meeting. So somebody in the town that wasn't going to the meeting wanted to make sure that we had food. So they paid for our food.
Dude, it's dope.
Yeah. So I mean, like there's definite support in the town for what we're doing. And again, I mean, it's not charging people nothing. It just takes one person to say, hey, let's gather here and talk. Let's have a conversation. And people will slowly but surely trickle in, and you'll have a talk and lead you to some pretty amazing places.
Hell yeah, man. I'm excited to go check out to find time to go and sit down at the local VFW. I don't know how they do it, but there's apparently a bartender there.
Mm.
And it's like they post every day. They post it like, hey, had a tough day. We'll see you at the bar at the VFW. It's like, dude, that's cool as shit, man.
Yeah, I remember the one back in Florissant, dude, where I grew up. I used to go there a lot. I mean, they had free pool tables, dollar beers most nights. I mean, they didn't have a kitchen at that one, but I know the one in Fargo, they post their food specials every week, and the shit looks pretty good.
That's cool as shit.
I'd go check it out. I probably will go check it out one of these days. I mean, I drive past it often when I go to one of the disc golf courses here, so I might as well just pop in there. I'm always wearing a Veteran Chat Project shirt, by the way. Shout out to my boys.
Hell yeah.
My boy Trevor over at Anheuser Designs. We appreciate you. My man, look at us both rocking the shirts. And you know, I'm going to lie to you. I'm doubled up right now just in case I get hot and I still want to be sexy. So thank you. I got the only hoodie, by the way. That's the way I can do this. Since no one's watching right now. But fucking nice, man.
But fucking nice. All right,
real
dude.
Quick, I listened to Walker's episode the other day. Shit was fucking hilarious, dude. I didn't realize how much of a good time we had with that episode, but we were laughing pretty much the whole time.
Dude, that was I like sitting down with that dude. He was that was good to catch up with him. I'm glad we caught up with that dude. And I need to quote unquote force more people to go listen to his episode because I loved his episode. I loved his chat.
Yeah. That's why I shared it earlier. Like, this one didn't get enough. And it did. I lied. It's gotten plenty, but it needs more. I lied. You motherfuckers.
Ah, shit. About halfway in now. You ready to do this thing?
Yes, sir.
Who do you want to start with?
I don't know, man. Click a name.
Click a name. Well, I'll pull this information up. We'll do the first one. Boom.
Our man Z. Ziegler was he got attached to us, right? He was in HHT, I believe. He was actually in Sergeant Hansford's platoon.
Yeah.
Before he came over to Red Platoon. And I just remember he was squared away all the time. Never got in trouble. And it was ALS, wasn't it?
Yeah. Exactly.
That shit hit him quick too, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I remember like the way I can timeline his the end of his life was I started nursing school and then I found out that he had it. By the time I finished, he had passed away. It's like, damn. But yeah, that's the one thing I remember about Z was dude, he was squared the fuck away.
Yeah.
I didn't like him at first, just from like because White Platoon didn't like anybody. Okay?
Yeah, no one liked White Platoon. It's okay.
It's okay.
I don't
But-
like us anymore
but,
either.
but from a distance, I was like, I don't know if I like that dude. I'm pretty sure he's not gonna fit in with Red Platoon, and he fit in like a glove, man. By the time we were downrange, he fit in like a glove. Yeah, he squared the fuck away, and that's the one thing I remember about that dude. He was just always squared away, and he was tall for a tanker, in my opinion.
I'm tall for a tanker too.
Yeah, you are.
That's
yeah,
why my back's all fucked up.
So I wanted to start with him just to talk about him just a little bit, what I remember about what we remember about him. But his family actually started a foundation called the BGZ Foundation, which supports, they raise money to help find a cure for ALS,
Sick.
which I think is fucking awesome, especially in memoriam of Ziegler. So it's one of our Red Platoon brethren right there. Yeah, he lost his battle with ALS. But every picture I see him in, even through that journey, like he's smiling. So
Yeah, for sure.
that's cool as shit. Anything else?
Nah. Wow. Just, I mean, like the dude was like 24 or 25 years old, wasn't he? Like I want to say he was really young.
It goes back to what you were saying earlier, man. Like just, what yesterday was for, just in memoriam of those that we lost that served. Life can be over in an instant,
Yeah.
I wonder what I'd hate to be in that position, but at the same time, like, dude, I'm glad he was surrounded by friends and family. And I think he knew too before he passed away that he all of his heavy company brothers were with him, but especially his boys in Red Platoon.
Yeah, I think Moreno went out there. And
yeah, shout out to
seen
Red
him.
Platoon. Like they make sure that no one forgets about Z, and I fucking love that. I fucking love that. That's badass. So yeah, RIP Z. I'm sure we'll see you on the fucking green.
Yeah, that's kind of what's funny is I actually wanted to end this with reciting that.
Oh fuck yeah, let's do that.
So I
Yeah,
will.
I'm glad you brought that up.
I'll pull it up while we're chatting here, but I just keep looking at this list of names, dude, and it's like I can't believe we sat here and typed some of these names up, and like I'm just looking at them.
All nonchalant too. I'm not gonna lie. And then now look, yeah, because you typed most of these names up, and I was like, okay. And then before he hit record, I was looking at it. I was
Didn't
like,
even look at them, dude. I'm just
dude.
like, dude, and it's not even that many. Like we didn't want to sit here all night and just keep going, dude. But it's like I can't stop looking at it, dude. And it's like, well, I mean, let's talk about because I mean you typed two names that I don't know. So
yeah, go ahead.
Let's click on
Jonathan Roberge. Another one, dude. Fucking shit. Another person that was too tall to be a tanker. I swear this dude was 6'5". Jonathan Roberge. Roberge lost his life in 2009. We went to basic training together, and great guy. Full of smiles, happy all the time. Small Bear remembers who he is. But yeah, dude, he was happy all the time. Last time I saw him, unfortunately, I was on my way out, and he was in first cab. They were replacing us, and I remember he was like, it's like Bowden. He was like, "What's up, dude?" He's like, "Give me this, like, give me the rundown. How is it out here?" I was like, "Mosul, dude, is safe as fuck, dude. We locked this city down." And a month later, him and his lieutenant commander got blown up in IED. So yeah, that's a little piece of me I'll take forever. This last thing I told him was he was gonna be safe, and turned out to be a complete fucking lie. So it's not something I wear on my heart, but it's something I had to overcome. But yeah, he's a good guy. 6'5" tanker, didn't belong in a tank, but he was a badass motherfucker. And I'm glad I got to meet him. I'm glad he was in my life for that short period of time, especially that rough time in basic training. I'm glad we bonded then. And Yeah. That's Roberge, PFC Roberge.
Yeah, you said basic training, so that's gonna pop me back to dude. So Jimmy was fucking like that dude, right? Like him and Croat were like PT gods, right? Like there was no one could even hold a match to Croat when it comes to PT except for this dude. And he was like would take him one for one. He wouldn't look like it, dude. He didn't look like it. He's like a drinker. He's like, look at his name, McGillivray, dude. He's a little Irishman. So I don't know, man. We went to basic together. He was in Croat's platoon and Drill Sergeant Pantoja's platoon. And then we all deployed together. Me, him, Croat, and Manicus. We're like four peas in a pod when we were rear D up until we were deployed. And then up until, he got sent over to, I think it was 3-3. We were in 2-3. So didn't get to see him much. That dude he was like the life of the party type, everywhere we went, dude. I mean, if I did too much boozing ever, it was because I was with him. And hang on. My mom's calling. Sorry, Mom, I'm doing a podcast. But yeah, so I mean, I did a lot of partying with him. He hung out with me and my ex quite a bit, and he stayed at our house often, because it was like he'd be over at Sticks or whatever, and we lived off Rancier in those apartments right by where Carlson and Carrero lived.
Oh yeah.
Before I left, so we lived over there when I first moved in.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And yeah, so I mean, he would just come over all the time. We would just hang out. I'm pretty sure he took his own life. It was a couple years ago now, but I just can't imagine what, but it's like what they say with the life of the party people. You got to watch out. You got to make sure that there's someone filling their glass too, because they're pouring themselves out to everybody. And
oh, for sure, man. That was my first impression. That was my first impression of him too when I first saw him. Was when you were moving in that apartment. I was helping you move in that. I was helping. Yeah, he was there helping too. That was my first time I met him, and that was my first impression. I was like, this dude just he's ready to stop moving so he can go party.
Yeah,
he's a good time, man.
Yeah, and he knew his shit too. Like he was squared the fuck away, dude. Had infinite knowledge, and it's just sad, dude. It's like one of those people I don't really even. I didn't see him much after we got back from deployment, because you know how it goes. You're in different. You got your different boys now. You got your different. You went through the war with other people, and you just went through. Barely through basic with me. Like we only started hanging out because I hung out with Croat, and they were battles. So I'm like, "What's up?" And then we just started getting fucked up all the time. But yeah, dude. Jimmy was one of my favorite people, and that was a sad day to hear of his passing for sure.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's pop this next time. Are you seeing these comments?
Mom!
I'm posting it up real quick.
Just bring me a French toast downstairs. God.
Our two favorite people, our top two fans. Yeah, being tall is not a good recipe for being a tanker.
Nah.
Unfortunately. This next name here, I'm going to talk about Sergeant Johnny Bonnell Jr. Don't know much about him, except for TikTok user Time Never Stops 21. Posted in our TikTok page just to give him a shout out. It's a Marine Corps Sergeant, KIA August 7th of 2007 in the Anbar province in Iraq. Yeah, man. I told you we'd honor him, and that's what we're doing, keeping to our word. So RIP, Sergeant Barnwell. I'm glad he did that. I'm glad he was able to do that. Whoever Time Never Stops 21 is on TikTok. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I wish. I do wish more people had time. Maybe we should have issued that challenge a little sooner, or maybe we really overestimated who actually listens to us. But
It's all right.
it's all right.
Yeah, it's okay. You pop the next name up there.
Oh, well, now they're getting tougher. That's
Yeah,
why you didn't want to click it.
Oh no, I'll click it. I'll do the next one.
The sir, dude.
Fuck. Heavy 6.
This was the first like combat casualty that I would, because we weren't there, but I would say like this is like a personal. I wouldn't say like you can't call him a friend because he was our commander, but like he was that kind of a commander where he truly felt like he was our friend. First, our leader second, and then our commander overall. You couldn't walk past that guy without him stopping and saying something. Something he remembers about you specifically, something he remembered about your family, something, whether it's just some stupid little joke he had, or I just remember there's a fat dip in his lip, dude, just
with his mustache, dude.
With his mustache, man. And I remember, so last time I talked to him, I was on my way back from Hammer the first time, right? And so he was, I think we saw at one of the airports, swinging back and forth, and where I think it was eating lunch, or no, I'm sorry, he was at he came back to Delta for a little bit, and he was with Grim or whatever. I think he was with First Arm Field as well. So he's like, hey Turner, I didn't get a chance to say goodbye or whatever, and he sat down and we were eating at Chow Hall, and he wait, what are you laughing at? What's happening?
No, nothing.
Oh,
I didn't even see the comments. I got his information. I got his stuff pulled up here, so I'm just smiling looking at his picture. I swear, that's all I'm doing.
But no, he just sat down, like you could tell he was busy, but he wasn't too busy to sit down and like catch up with me. He wanted to say like how the detail went, and just talk shit, for a couple minutes before he headed off to be the sir. And that was truly one of the greatest leaders you could possibly ask to be under in the United States Army. And then he just happened to be tag teamed with one of the other ones.
Oh yeah.
When it's always weird to me that they took them both and put them in a different place, but like they were needed there because that Shocker was a different place than Delta.
Yeah, it's true. That
they gave us a Delta commander. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hi guys, I got all my bells and whistles on. That's a Delta commander, not like a real sir. Could not be in charge of that company, dude.
I think about I don't know why, but every time I see Captain Van Camp's picture, it's always the same picture. It's with him with his Stetson and with a dip and a mustache. Bro, I was thinking John Wayne. I don't know why. Just because he was that. He wasn't like, I didn't look up to him to the point where like, he was untouchable, because his door was very open to all of us, very accessible. So yeah, like I always, he was one of the best commanders I ever worked under. The one thing I remember about him the most is two separate things. The first was I wasn't supposed to go home on leave until mid-October, or no, the mid-November, because we had just got there. But because Heavy 6 pulled some strings, or he did something to make sure I could go home and see my firstborn be born. So my wife and I always we keep that on our hearts, and we we celebrate his life every year on June 29th, which is the day he passed. So yeah, we celebrate him often. Every year we celebrate him. We mourn him too because we miss him. But we celebrate the gift that he gave me, which was to see my daughter be born, which is fucking awesome.
Got a story here from Alder.
Yeah, put it up there. Van Camp rode on my Humvee once. Carlson was driving and I was on the gun up top. Me and Carlson liked having a lighthearted vehicle, and we forgot to take down our decorations. I can only imagine what decorations were. When Captain Van Camp sat in the seat, he asked me, Sergeant Alder, why are there tea bags hanging in my face? We had left actual tea bags hanging, and the way he asked just dropped Carlson.
Like, what the fuck? Just like the same way he asked us, hey, what are you guys doing in those Connexes? You know it's 120 degrees outside? Yeah, roger that, sir. Our platoon sergeant wants us to get our winter gloves. What the fuck? Go back to your choose. Yeah, brave rifle, sir. Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
shit.
We got to have a layout right now. Like, you know what, dude? Fuck you.
Yeah, he's a good guy. The second time I talked to him was when I actually had to sit down in front of him due to unfortunate reason, like mentally broke during that deployment. Had to go see mental health while I was downrange. But before I went and saw him, I went and sat down. And like he broke it down to me real quick. He's like, "You're not going anywhere." I was like, "Sir, I'm not trying to leave. I just don't know where my head's at." He's like, "That's okay. We'll go see the counselor. Go talk to somebody." But I stand behind White Ford. You're not going out on a mission until your mind's straight. So I appreciated that time he gave me to sit down and just piece my mind back together, because I almost did something stupid. So yeah.
If I can ask,
Mhm.
looking back on that, like right now, on that mind frame, what was it? Like what did you have to do to get yourself back in the game? Like what did that look like?
What did it look like? I'm not gonna lie. I checked the boxes so I could get back on mission. Because I was in a point in my young adult life where I wanted to control everything around me, because everything was controlled around me downrange, and I couldn't control what was going on back home, and that fucking broke me. And I was too focused on what was going on back home, and I couldn't focus on what was going on downrange.
Yeah.
And Rooster, we had Rooster on the podcast. I think it was like second guest, but he's one of our best friends. He was my roommate at the time, and he was the one that went and talked to White 4 because I think he saw me like put the pistol in my mouth in the room, and one thing led to another. Talked to White 4. He pulled me on mission that next day. Went and talked to Heavy 6. He's like, told me straight up, he's like, "You're not leaving." I was like, "I'm not trying to leave. I promise. Like, I don't want to leave. I just don't know what the fuck's going on, and I don't like not knowing what's fucking going on." And he's like, "Well, I need your mind here." I was like, "Roger, I got it." He's like, "You need to go talk to mental health." And I went and talked to mental health, and I checked all those fucking boxes off, because at that point in time, what was most important to me, or like I compartmentalized, because I was like, well, I can't control what's going on back home, and so I just need to focus on what's in front of me, which is the mission. So let me just put this in a box and focus on the mission. And I did what needed to be done to clear myself out of mental health. I was supposed to talk to them for 3 months. I talked to him for I had 4 sessions instead of 20. And by session 4, he's like, "Are you sure you're okay?" I forgot what the major's name was. He's like, "You sure you're okay?" I was like, "Yeah, yes, sir. I'm good. My mind's right. I'll go back on mission. I won't do it again." So it's a perfect example of what not to do. but I'll be the first one to say like I did that. I did that because I felt like a piece of shit, and my platoon was going out on mission every day, and I was sitting back. I was sitting back with headquarters platoon. No dig to headquarters platoon, but I was sitting back with headquarters platoon, monitoring radios, walking around with my 9mm that didn't have a freaking firing pin in it. Like, the fuck? I felt useless. I was like, the quickest way to make yourself feel more useful is to lie to the mental health counselor and to get yourself in check and get back on mission. So that's what I did.
And do you think that helped? Like, well, I mean, obviously it helped because you did get through it. I mean, do you think, I mean, not to go too far into it, but do you think like later, like, do you think that if you had dealt with it then, you wouldn't have had a harder time dealing with it later? Because I do completely understand what you're saying. Like you guys going on mission and me not being there, shit. Like, dude, that's hard.
Yeah.
Watching you guys do all that shit, like before I got back. And then when I got put in headquarters, because I, was clearly done drinking the juice and pouring everybody else's Kool-Aid out before they could drink it.
Yeah.
So they were like, yeah, you got to go. I was called a cancer in that platoon more than one time. So, yeah.
I don't think it helped.
Yeah.
I don't think it helped at all. To answer your question, it didn't help me. It helped me learn what I needed to say to get the fuck out of the room, because I used those tactics again when I got put into Army substance abuse program. 6 years later at Fort Riley. I used those same tactics to check the box just so I could get out of the substance abuse program. Because, I mean, it didn't work, because when I got out of the military, I still drank myself to death. So yeah, I don't think it. If I would have taken it more seriously, I think I would have been. I would have been a better human being, quicker. So, yeah. Sorry, I got away there. But
no, you're good. I asked it.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to know where that went, because I do remember a bit of that situation, and I mean, Rooster, it's hard on him to make that call.
That's why I respect the shit out of him, and I'll always love him. I'll always love him for that stuff, for that. And we never talked about it ever. Him as my roommate, like, we never talked about it. I never held it against him either, because I think it was just unsaid. Like, it's just one of those unsaid things between brothers. Like, hey, if that was happening to you, I would have done the same fucking thing. I'd have made sure you went and got the help you needed. So, I'll always fucking love him for that shit.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad he said something. And I mean, I'm glad, honestly, that you have dealt with it. And
yeah,
obviously, I'm super happy to still have you here, because I love you.
I love you too, dude.
All right, enough of the mushy shit. Well, actually, I think I have a feeling it's going to get a little mushier here as we get closer to the root of. I mean, not to say that not every single one of these names. And
hey, before we go on, I want to let's highlight what this comment right here. I don't know much about how much the service has changed in the last decade, but talking about checking the box seems like that's what the Army wanted from us back then.
Yeah,
you feel the same way?
That's it.
Yeah, and that's the quickest way out of anything. You get back home and you're standing in this long ass line for redeployment checkups, and it's like the last thing you need to do, or one of the things you need to clear, is mental health. You go sit down in front of the PA, and it's like, dude, I want to fucking go home.
And they've seen 3,700 people that day, and they're just like, go home. Are you fine? Yes.
Are you suicidal? No. You have nightmares? Nope.
Right. And then,
I mean, you're good. Like,
then you have a hard time fucking getting anything past the VA, or not past, but getting anything through to the VA, because they're like, well, you just Like, well, you don't understand.
We got that paper right
here.
It's
a real thing. This checking the box thing that we keep saying, it's a real mentality that the military uses, man. Just to, I mean, that's how people get their NCOER is done. That's how people get their highly decorated bullshit awards. You know, that's checking the box. That's all it is, dude.
And you can correct me if I'm wrong, Alder too, if you're in the chat. But like that stuff shouldn't be done. That stuff shouldn't be done before you go and fucking leave.
Mm-hmm.
In my personal opinion, like, yeah, you need your checkup.
Well, we got to check the box to make sure that if they kill themselves on leave, at least we say we did something before they went.
Okay, yeah, I
That's
see that
checking
now.
the box. Get it?
Yeah, I see that now.
Checking the box. It's
quick-
it's preventative maintenance. It's pre-covering their ass in a situation where you go out and get fucked up on leave, shoot yourself, hurt yourself, whatever, and they're like, well, he was briefed.
Safety brief was done.
Yeah, Bill gave him the chat. Bill's like, well, I told him what? Like,
yeah. I've always wondered why the fuck we did that. I mean, I didn't think too hard about it apparently, because that makes sense. But I feel like that shit should be done after leave. Like, come home, take your 30 days, unwind, and then we come back and and then talk to mental health.
Yeah, first thing.
Like,
yep,
we're not gonna, like,
it's not our fault. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like he was briefed. He had the
I feel like that'd be
information.
I feel like that'd be a better approach. I mean, we can't make Army do shit, but like, I feel like that'd be a better approach, because it's like you're dangling this fucking 10-step checkout process before you go on leave. Before you go on leave, clear all these stations, clear mental health before you go on leave. Dude, fuck you. I'm going to check the box so I can go spend time with my family.
Right. Who I've been fucking away from.
Yeah.
All right, dude. We're going to click another one. And then back to what I was saying. Not that every name that we've said is not at the core of why we're here. And these kind of last two were pretty close to both of us. The last one is very, very personal, because it's, for me personally, is a wound that's still wide open and something I think about every day. But let's get into this one. Actually, I know Alder's here, and he will 100% want to talk about this next name. So go ahead and get typing your favorite memories of Carrero.
Soccer boy.
That's soccer so boy.
That's so mean.
He loves soccer, dude. Didn't he?
He
did.
Soccer
ball tattoo.
Yeah. Oh, he did, didn't he?
Yeah, he was like, check out my shit. I'm like, that's dope.
Oh yeah.
What can I say, man? I got an Iron Knight tattoo, like a dumb fuck.
My first memory of meeting Carrero was at the barracks when him and all that gaggle fuck of new privates came to Heavy Company, and like, yeah, I saw him and I was like, who the fuck are you? But he's a good guy, dude. He's always, even though he went to, like, me and him were in Blue Platoon for a short stint together, but he stayed in Blue Platoon and I went on to White Platoon. I always found myself going back to Luke or catching up with Luke and just talking about life.
Yeah.
I remember one day specifically, like, I was taking photos to make another like Iron Knight video, and I woke up before everybody else for no fucking, it was a day off too. Of course, the days that we had off, I woke up on time. Go figure.
Because you wanted to.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. But I woke up on time or earlier than everyone else, and I walked, like, I fucking took a shower, went and ate by myself, did all that shit, and then I started taking pictures of like the Chew area, like did some photography shit, and then I saw Luke like walk by. He's like, "What's up, dude? How you been?" Dude, we sat there and talked for like 30 minutes about life, just catching up. I hadn't seen him in forever, just because he was with another platoon doing their own thing, and we had a great conversation. We talked about our kids, talked about how life was going on back home. Dude, it was good. That was a breath of fresh air that morning. That was what I needed, and I hope it's what he needed, because he was just hopping out of the shower. He was walking back to his Chew.
Like, oh, hey.
Yeah, I was like, oh, hey, dude, why the fuck are you walking through the Iron Knight area? Huh? Oh, just kidding.
Yeah. Why didn't they like us again?
Yeah.
No,
But he
man,
went on.
I'll go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
He was always, dude, like you said, I just caught myself always, whenever I talked to him, it was never about Army. Never.
Yeah.
It was always about something else. Mostly sports. We used to like to talk baseball a lot. Red Sox, Cardinals. You know, him and Carlson were like thick as thieves, you know, being like how they were basically from like 2 blocks over or something and then never met each other or something like that. And then they're fucking in the same platoon in Iraq or some shit. Like, that's pretty crazy. I don't know if it was that close, but they're definitely from like the same city. And yeah, so I mean, that was one I never really expected that, to be honest. And
Mm-mm.
I don't think I ever truly accepted it. I mean, not like I accept, like I always just kind of like still was one of those ones. It's like, he's not really, but he is, you know. But I don't know.
That was
He just loved everything.
yeah. He was a good guy to be around. I mean, all the people we've talked about have been. You know, and we're not making that stuff up, but he was, dude. He's a good dude. I remember, like, did you ever go to his like the parties at his house?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of them was my last party before I left.
And he was just like, it was a good time. Like, go there, just drink and play Rock Band. That was their thing at the time. But it was a good time. I was living in San Antonio, Texas, and I remember exactly where we were. My wife and I were driving, and I got a phone call, like a random phone call from a Boston area code, and I picked up, and it was Carlson, and Carlson was freaking out, and he told me what happened. I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Right.
He's like, "Carrero's dead," and I was like, "Did I just talk to him like on Facebook Messenger like last week? Asked him how it was being a medic." And it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I think it was the first night I was in my new when I moved to Colorado, and I was in my new, like, I had just gotten into the first rental that I was using there, and it was with a marine tanker actually. But yeah, I just remember I was sitting at the kitchen table. I just made some orange chicken for the first time. I was pretty excited about it. And then Carlson texted me, actually.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. And yeah, he told me. And then I'm just like, I don't believe you. Like, he didn't kill himself, right? Like, that's not true. Which is kind of like the thought that you have when someone that kills themselves. It's like, that's not true. Like, you didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then you always have that guilty feeling of like, why didn't they talk to me? Or like, why didn't they talk? Or why didn't they this? Or why didn't they that?
Or like, why didn't I? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's those two thought processes that have went through my mind every time this has happened. Like, why didn't they do this? Why didn't I do that? But yeah, he was surreal when I found out this right here. He was Superman with that crazy curl in his hair. Yeah. He kind of did look like fucking Superman when you think about it. You with me?
Yeah, sorry. I was just looking at a picture. Just so happens I was looking at a photo of our next person, and Carrero commented on it.
Oh shit.
It just goes to like what I was saying earlier. Oh, what happened? I think my phone just died or something, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, I'll share it real quick. I don't know what's going on with my camera, but
it's all right.
I want to share this picture real fast.
Are you gonna screen share it?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
So this is our next, and because this was the day that the Patriots came to
Oh yeah,
the
dude.
fob, and me and Nichols were out showing them dudes, and the we got to go show them all the stuff just ourselves for a while, and they let us wear the Super Bowl rings, and of course we're rocking the Patriots one, so there's Carrero talking shit. Where's the Rams Super Bowl rings at? Like, I'm dead serious, dude. This is the one that they won from the Rams. Like, I was like, so yeah, he never let that shit go ever. We always thought it was always some sports. They got one 10 years ago. It's a rebuilding decade, asshole. And like we finally got one, but they ain't St. Louis no more.
Oh shit.
They ain't my team.
That's
Not
funny,
my team,
dude.
not my problem. But yeah, go ahead.
Here's what Alder had to say here, because Alder was one of his. I think it was his first line, right? I believe so. I had just got out of jail like a few days before that. I was getting bits and pieces from all over Facebook Messenger. Didn't know the full story, and people kept asking me what I knew. Yeah, that's got to be tough, man. Having that, because you're, just being a leader and having people ask those questions that you don't know. To God, I don't envy you. That sucks, dude. I'm glad no one came and asked me questions, because I wouldn't have known what to say. I just had, I was fortunate enough to learn how to reel from that. And that was the first one. I don't know about you.
Hang on, keep going. I'll be right back.
Yeah, that was the first, time that I had experienced that in my lifetime. Someone taking their own life that I knew personally on that level. That was the first time that I had dealt with that, or had that news. And I had to learn how to navigate through that. I'm still learning. Most of us still are, but yeah, back to who he was. Carrero was a good dude. Loved soccer. Loved Boston.
Loved his daughter so much.
Loved his daughter. Yeah, dude. Yeah. And great tanker. Hell yeah. Yeah, great tanker. Great fucking human being. And it sucks that he was taken away. That he thought that was the path he had to go down. Yeah. I'm gonna pop this last name up here. Fuck. So yeah. So this is a person that started this entire project, really, for us here at Veteran Chat Project. He's the sole purpose of what we do today, while we are on live today. Why we're super appreciative of everyone that chooses to chat and listen to us on all our platforms, because of this human being right here. He was called, his nickname was Steel, because he was tough as shit.
Yeah, dude. Steel. Earned that nickname, dude. It wasn't. He wasn't like, I'm gonna be Steel, and you guys are gonna call me that. Like, nah,
no,
dude,
we called him that.
This motherfucker was Steel.
And he went and got blood. In the 3rd Armored Cavalry Regiment, which is called third. I don't know what they're called now. 3rd Cav now. Back in the day, it was 3rd Armored Cavalry Regiment. Their motto is Blood and Steel, which is in their cavalry motto. Blood and Steel was. He went and got that tattooed on his triceps. So when we saw that, coupled with the fact that he was just a hard charging dude, we
couldn't call him Blood.
Yeah, Blood was just. I was like, no, I'm not calling you Blood. I'm calling you Steel.
Like, I think it was during that ruck march, dude. It was when he. I think, remember when Numi was walking with us, and we had just like started to become white platoon.
Yeah.
And then Numi had like got brand new boots and was on the ruck march, and we all had to like, he couldn't, if he wasn't doing it, like his rucksack still had to go. So like they were all taking turns carrying it, and then like they gave it to Steel, and he just took off with it, dude. I remember that. There was like, this motherfucker Steel.
Yeah.
And it's like I just remember like we woke up that night, like that day after just polishing off a bottle, and I'm like hurting in the back, like oh, and he's just like fucking bitch, and I'm like, God damn it, how does he do it? He's like 40. But yeah, that dude. Speaking of soccer, one time he was telling a story in our apartment.
Oh, I remember this.
And he got so fucking hyped up, dude. He was. I mean, it was a Saturday night or something, so we've been kicking back, and I had actually fallen asleep for this, but I heard the commotion from my room and came out and asked what was going on. And like when I came out, like Steele was standing on the coffee table, and he was like, "I just made fucking fire with my fucking hands." Bare fucking hands, right? So I'm just like, dude, what are you talking about? And he was like, and they're like, everybody, I think it was, I don't even remember who was all there, but everyone's just like laughing their asses off. And like, what just fucking happened? It's like, so Steele was telling the story about how he was, when he played soccer, you know, he was a striker. And he kept saying it. Yeah, dude, he was striker. So he just kept, dude. And then I guess either it was like static and it was just like this huge shock or whatever, but everyone swears to Christ they're like, this dude shot lightning bolts out of his hands while he was hyped up on being a striker, dude. And yeah, man, once one I always remember it. And a funny story. So the group of us that went to his service the night before, I think it was me, Rooster, Butters, and Henny. And we were hanging out with his wife, and we got smashed at the casino, and his sister came out for a little bit. And, you know, we were all hanging, and we wind up going out to the river and just kind of sitting down. I think it's like 2 a.m. We had like jumped some security fence at the casino. We definitely were just like, whatever, dude. Like, they're going to do arrest us. Like, we're here for my boy's funeral. I'll just tell them I'm sorry. You know, like, we're spreading the ashes of our friend or whatever. We were going to lie and tell them. But I just remember sitting there. So the pre-story is when me and Nichols were cleaning out the apartment to deploy, we had this couch, right? And we had this couch where we always make jokes about, like, you know, like lighting it on fire, or like, you know, whenever we move out, like this thing's going to get just fucking lit on fire or broken into a million pieces. We can't wait to launch it off the balcony, which we actually did, by the way. But anyways, one day it was, I don't know, I think we just got done watching Semi-Pro, which was one of his favorite movies. And we got to talking. I think it was about Lorenz. You know how we would do the ass eyes voice sometimes, dude?
Yeah.
So like we started, he's like, oh my God, oh, you know, like, and then I forgot what it was. Like, so we started talking about like, what if like somebody, like, so every time you set a couch out on the curb, right? Somebody came and they lit your couch on fire, right? Like the couch that you were getting rid of anyway, but it like catches on fire, and then he's like, they would leave a potato on the couch, and this guy would be the couch potato, right? So the couch potato strikes again, but the couch potato had Lori's voice, right? This ass-eyes voice, and just, you know, boyish wonder of the world, as you could say. But so we had always kind of made this joke, you know, like it was like an inside the house running joke of like fucking the couch potato strikes again, and he'd just be like, you know. So I'm sitting there chatting with Brandy. We're sitting by the river. You know, she's telling me the story, for which I will not go into detail. I think that story is hers to share. She wants to, but she went into detail with me about, you know, that night and, you know, all that. And after that, we started talking about something a little more lighthearted. And she was like, so, you know, I can't remember how it came up, but I was like, I told her the story of the couch potato, right? And she was just like, she's like, that's like, she started like giggle, like cry laughing a little bit. And then she started laughing, and she's like, so that's why. And I'm like, please fucking tell me that dude burnt the couch. And she's like, yeah, we were in the middle of fucking nowhere and there was a couch. And he was like had that look. That steel fucking look, dude. Like,
yeah. That smirk, dude.
And fucking lit it on fire and just stood there laughing with that smirk on his face and didn't tell her why. So I'm like, dude, like in that moment, I felt like Nichols was like right there, like, bro, like I never forgot about the couch potato.
That's
And like
fucking
that to me,
dope.
it's like, dude, that above everything else that we've been through, the funniest fucking thing you could possibly bind us through is the couch potato. And like, it just clicked into my head too. It's like, remember when his sister was like, I got a funny, like a God story to tell you. And then
Yeah.
it's like, what if that was it? Or like, what if all these stories that we were telling you are like, are these stories that, and I'm not super religious, but the more I think about like the placement and where we are and how we are here, it's definitely something.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
And I mean, I believe in guardian angels. I believe that he's looking out for us.
He's definitely one of mine.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool, dude.
So yeah, the couch potato,
Couch
dude.
potato. That's cool. I'm glad y'all.
I'm so glad that she told me that, dude, because I was like, the couch potato's gone. I'll never get to talk about the couch potato again. But now, like, she knows.
Yeah.
That he actually did it, dude. He fucking burned the couch.
That's cool. Good for him, dude. We went to Fort Riley together because me and him bought into the whole. I convinced him to go to Fort Riley because
he was ready to get out, I think.
Yeah, and he was like, it was either stay at Hood, go to Riley, or get out. And I was like, dude, they're telling me Riley's the best kept secret in the Army. And we both went, and I got there before he did, so I scoped it out, told him what was up, and he unfortunately went to a different unit. And but the cool thing about where his unit was, like on my drive to work to Charlie Company 118, I would always drive past by his unit, and like clockwork, every single morning I drove by, I'd roll the window down and I would just still. and I would text him as soon as I'd park because I would our company.
Like, did you hear me?
Yeah, I was like, hey, did you fucking hear me this morning? he's like, yeah. I was like, cool. You still wearing that gay PT patch? It's like, I have to wear it. I was like, you're a fucking bag. Oh.
You're gonna get us canceled on
Sorry.
Facebook, dude.
But yeah, that was good. Like me and him had some good times. That I think the one thing I'll always take away from Steele from our moments together was one of the things I envied about him the most, and in a healthy way, not was just like, at least for the time that I knew that he was with me, how simple it was for him to be happy.
Didn't take much.
Didn't take much, dude. I remember I moved on post, and then I was like, "Dude, you get a house yet?" He's like, "Yeah, got a house right next to the lake." I was like, "Holy fuck, that's dope! You got a house? You got a lake house?" He's like, "Not really, but it's next to the lake. I can literally walk to it and fish every day. You should come by." I was like, "Bet, count on it. I'll be there after work." And I showed up. It was like an hour away from post, right next to the lake. And I pulled up. I'm like, "Dude, where's your house?" He's like, "Oh, it's that brick right there." It's that cement building right there. I was like, dope.
Right.
It's got everything I need. It's got a bathroom and a bedroom and a living room. I was like, all right, dude. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I get to fish here every day. And that's what we did, like clockwork. Every day that we could, we'd be out there fishing. And he would stay out there till like 3 a.m, dude.
Yeah. It's because he's steel.
Yeah, dude.
This dude was made of pure steel.
And
everything about him.
Yeah. He came and saw the twins after they were born. Dude, yeah. I miss that guy. But he's again, he's the reason why we do this, because unfortunately he took his own life, and these conversations we have with our guests in the past and upcoming in the future is just to bring awareness to mental health, and just to show everybody that you're not alone. We're all in that foxhole together. But yeah, that was the last name on the list. It was, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it'd be harder to talk about, but just like you, it's a wound that's still open. I don't think it'll ever close fully. but
I mean,
It's my-
it helps to talk about it, especially, you know, in a way that we like to talk about things, is make things a little lighthearted. I mean, that's just kind of the case with veterans in general. You feel like cracking jokes. I mean, laughter is the first easiest way to heal, you know,
Yeah.
for sure. But something we kind of mentioned a little bit earlier. If you're a cavalryman, you know what's coming. If you're not a cavalryman or not familiar, there's a place where cavalrymen meet. It's called the Fiddler's Green. And there's a poem written about it. And I would like to recite that poem for you all. So, without further ado, halfway down the trail to hell, in a shady meadow green, are the souls of all the dead troopers. Are the souls of all dead troopers camped near a good old time canteen. And this eternal resting place is known as Fiddler's Green. Marching past, straight through to hell, the infantry are seen, accompanied by the engineers, artillery, and marines. For none but the shades of cavalrymen dismount at Fiddler's Green, though some go curving down the trail to seek a warmer scene. No trooper ever gets to hell ere he's emptied his canteen, and so rides back to drink again with friends at Fiddler's Green. And so when man and horse go down beneath the saber keen, or in roaring charge of fierce melee, you stop a bullet clean, and hostiles come to get your scalp, just empty your canteen, put the pistol to your head, and go to Fiddler's Green.
That's a good one. Yeah, so whenever we say we'll see you at the green, that's exactly the place we're talking about. Is that purgatory for cavalrymen before we get to our destination? Because that's where I believe all the people that we mentioned tonight are sitting. They're sitting right now on the green around the campfire, just waiting for the rest of us. So, yeah, man. This is a tough one. It was a tough episode to talk about, but I'm glad we did it. Yeah. You got anything before we sign off, bud?
Mm-mm. No.
Hey, we
Just that we appreciate everybody, man. This is it's a true privilege to sit here and do this. I mean, even if, like I said, we're only talking to one person, I could give a shit less. I mean, this means so much to me and KZ. You know, we just can't wait to keep doing it and doing it, you know, like I said, in memoriam for the ones we lost, talking about them, tell their stories. You know, we encourage y'all to do the same. Anytime you get a chance, tell the stories. I mean, this doesn't even have to be a veteran thing, man. Tell the stories of the ones you lost. I mean, people go through shit, man. People go through shit, and you don't have to. You're not alone. We're here. We're always going to be here.
For sure. Yeah. We're always here. You want to chat with us, just let us know. We're very responsive. Kyle and I, we try to respond to everyone as soon as possible. If you guys are, send us a Facebook message, email, message on TikTok. Yeah, my phone's always in my hand, regardless if I'm working or not. So I'll get back with I'll touch base with you if you reach out. For those that have reached out, appreciate it. We love you all. Things upcoming. Don't forget about the the letter to myself challenge. We're still doing that. It's an open-ended challenge. If you want to do it, do it. You want to come on the air and share it. We'd love to have you do so.
Who do we got tomorrow night?
Oh yeah, tomorrow night.
Yeah, just so you guys know, we are back. We are doing these things live every time we record now, so you will be able to watch right along with us and understand how much of this just comes straight from the heart. You guys have no idea. I sit down here with a notebook. I didn't even fucking open it. Takes me out of the moment. I really, really enjoy sitting down here in this moment every time I get the chance to. So who do we got tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night, Wednesday, we got Benjamin Lampkin coming on tomorrow.
Oh, from the disabled or disgruntled vets entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah, he's got a company called Foundations Baseball Development. Started 2 years ago. Spent almost 20 years in the Marine Corps. Focus of his company is pretty much the basics of the game, learning baseball, which is something you and I both love. So
Hell yeah, dude! I can't wait.
Yeah, I'll be stoked to talk baseball and the Marine Corps with Coach Ben tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. That's cool. Yeah, that's who's coming on tomorrow. Again, live. We're gonna go live tomorrow, 9:00 Eastern Standard Time, 8:00 Central Standard Time. Same thing.
8:30.
9:30, 8:30?
8:30, 9:30, yep.
Oh, 8:30. Sorry. 9:30.
We'll pregame a little and then get on live.
Okay.
That's gonna be the new thing. So 8:30, 9:30. I think that's a pretty fair time. Our West Coast folks, y'all need to quit your jobs.
Yeah, that's who we got coming up tomorrow. I'm super excited to sit down and have a chat with him, pick his brain a little, and then share about his company and what he's doing. Because yeah, that'll be freaking cool. If you guys want to get on the podcast, just let us know. We'll send you the link. You can schedule yourself in. That's how we do this stuff. If you want to be on, let us know. We're going to schedule you, and then on the day you're scheduled, we're going to send you a link, and you're going to come on the studio, and we're just going to have a chat. That's pretty much it. Talk it up. Chop it up. One lighthearted thing I want to leave with before we end the broadcast is a term I learned today at work, because I work with some of my coworkers are veterans, and some of them are dependents of veteran spouses. She's becoming one of my close friends at work. I won't say her name, but so I'm pretty sure everyone in the military has heard the word dependa before.
Mm-hmm.
So dependa is like the derogatory female term for the female dependent, because
a dependosaurus.
Some of them can be a little bit too much, where their husbands rank this and that. So I learned the male version of that word. Have you ever heard of that? Do you know what it is?
I think I might have heard it, but it's probably going to surprise me still.
Triceratops.
Nope, I haven't. That's good. I love it. I'm going to start calling my boy Jake that shit, dude. What's up, Triceratops? I got him.
Dude, we were talking about somebody, and she was like, I was like, is that person's wife in the military? It's like, I don't know. He doesn't look like a Triceratops. I was like, what did you just say? It's like, yeah, that's a male version.
Excuse me?
It's a male version of a dependa.
Look, you now have my full attention. Thank you for that.
But yeah, I'll leave the audience with that gold nugget there. I thought it was hilarious, and I've been laughing about it all day.
Hell yeah, dude. So yeah, Triceratops. And we out. Triceratops. Bye.
Later.